Hi, my name is Melissa Paola Caballero, and my major is bilingual education for EC through 6. I'm gonna read the question and then answer, and they're both on the screen, so if I look both ways, it's because I'm reading and answering. Um, what do you remember most about learning science in elementary or middle school? I remember my middle school teachers always making class so fun and engaging. Sorry. Um, they always had hands-on activities and experiments and group projects and made us all work together, so it was always fun. So I always considered science my favorite subject. What do you remember? Do you remember any memory from your science teacher that made you interested or hated science? I don't remember anything about my elementary, but I do remember my middle school teachers just making it interesting and always like including everybody and having fun projects for everybody to do. So I think that it made my experience better. What did your teachers do or did not do to connect science to your home, cultural, community experiences? I think my science middle school teachers connected our lessons to our everyday life and the real world. They would make real world connections through students' interests, experiences, significant issues, things that we actually cared, like problems of the real world that we found interesting, um, at improving the real world. I think it made class more interesting because there were actual things that we would experience on a daily basis. Do you remember any memory from your science teacher to make science more accessible to ESL students? I don't think so. I don't think that my teachers accommodated their lessons to the students who only spoke Spanish. But I do, since we were such a small class, we always helped each other out. And either all of us, either the students spoke Spanish and English or just Spanish. So the ones who spoke both languages would help the ones that just spoke Spanish. In what ways were you alike or different from other students in your science classes? I think our ethnicity, our race is Hispanic. We were only 70 students in my graduating class, and we were all Hispanic. Um, it was even gender, male and female was half and half, really. The only thing is, I attended IDEA, and a lot of the students were from very low income households because it's located in one of the poorest places of Brownsville. So a lot of the students couldn't afford uniforms or books or couldn't pay for their lunch. They had to walk to school and from school. They had failed several grade levels, so we did have students who were like 20, who were 2 years or 3 years older than us. I guess that could affect. How was your science learning supported at home and in your community? Did your parents or other family members engage in activities? My mom in specific is very creative, and since I remember in elementary, she would help me with projects, with like coloring, anything creative with stickers, anything. She always helped with experiments. She always helped me. I remember she would always help me with with my science fair projects, and it was something I looked forward to, because I really enjoyed spending time with my mom in that way. Do you remember hearing anything from your parents or teachers about your relationship between science and religion? I do remember most teachers would not want to mix science and religion. Their job, mainly since I was at a public school, was to teach us about science and the theory of evolution and not like how God created us. My mom is very religious, and she never believed in evolution. So when I would mention it, she would try to like overcome. She would try to talk more about the religious side and make me believe more of the religious instead of the science. How do you think your experiences, feelings, and beliefs might impact the kind of science teacher that you will be? I'm a very open-minded person. I don't believe I'm the person to tell the students what to believe, and my job is not to talk to them about religion. I would be as public science teacher, or I would be teaching science, not religion. Yeah, I would be that my job would be to teach them the science theories, but I don't want to be the teacher that forces them to believe something that I still question and I still have doubts about. Like I don't know what to believe, so I'm just gonna do my job and not really force them to believe one thing. I don't think I want to cross that line. Like, I don't think it's my job. Are there any elements in your culture that can be considered as a barrier to learn science or pursue a career in science? I don't think there are barriers at this point. It's 2019, and really anything can happen. I don't think I would let anything from my culture stop me from doing something that I love. Like, if science was something that I love, I wouldn't let my culture stop me from doing it. Are there any elements in your culture that are considered as a benefit to learn science or pursue a career in science? I don't think there are benefits either. I'm a firm believer in do what makes you happy, and people should accept it as long as you're not you're not doing anything bad or hurting anybody. How are you going to use your culture to support your future students with similar backgrounds? I think I do have that advantage of being able to connect with them since we have similar backgrounds, and you can build trust and a relationship easier with them when they feel like they can relate to you in a way. I think knowing where your teacher comes from really like encourages you and like motivates you to want to be somewhere like them, or you know that you can get somewhere to like where they are, like they graduated and they're teachers now. Like, I think it helps you and like it encourages you to want to do your work, and because you see the proof that it can happen for you like it happened for them. And that's it. I think that's it. Thank you everybody for listening.